Hello everybody, I'm Aimee Nolte. Welcome to Aimee Nolte Music. I'm on the road for today, actually for a little while, and I'm staying in a Holiday Inn Express, which I think makes me smart. I've had a topic on my mind for a while and I want to address it today. One reason is because I don't have a piano with me, and the second reason is because I think it's really important. So my topic for today is common jazz phrases and how to phrase them. When I was in college, I was in a great big band and I had a great leader. I've mentioned him before, Ray Smith. And his thing was that anytime we were learning how to phrase a line, and mostly he wasn't talking to me, the piano player, mostly I was just sitting back and, I could have just been like snoring or whatever, but I was listening because it was awesome. So he would talk to the horns. He would talk to the trumpet section or the sax section, trombones, whatever. And he would be like, all right, you guys, we've got this phrase coming up and you guys are not swinging. So we've got to talk about how you guys are going to phrase this lick so that it swings hard. And I hadn't really thought about that before. But I mean, you listen to these great big bands like the Count Basie Band or Glenn Miller or Stan Kenton or any of them, and they are on the same page. All of those horns know exactly how to phrase the line. And that's what makes the line swing. And that's what makes it iconic. So if we're just talking about classic jazz licks and what makes them classic, I think it's the phrasing. I mean, it's also the note choice, but I think the number one thing that makes it iconic or classic is the way that these guys phrase their line. So when I was in college and my director was teaching these horn players how to go about playing these licks, he would make them sing. Every single time he would make them sing. So let's say we were playing Red Clay by Freddie Hubbard. There's the lick in that song that goes da boo doo da da doo doo da da. Let's say it's that lick because that's kind of a hard lick. He'd be like, some of you guys are articulating really well, but some of you guys, I don't hear it. I kind of hear da 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 da. And he'd say that's going to be the difference between whether our band nails this lick or not. So, trombones, whatever. He'd say, I want to hear you sing it. This is how we're going to do it. And he would go, da boo doo da. He'd say, da boo doo da. Everybody, da boo doo da. And the guys would be like, da boo doo da. And he'd be like, no, da boo doo da. And he'd get up right in their face and he'd say, I want to feel your spit. That's how much I want you to articulate this line. Da boo doo da. So he'd make them do it one by one until all of them, da boo doo da, and then he'd go on to the next part. He wouldn't make them actually sing it in tune because, let's face it, those guys, it wasn't going to happen. But da boo doo da, da boo doo da da. So until all of them could get that, da boo doo da, da doo doo da da, and he'd have them do it a whole bunch of times so that I'm just sitting over there at the piano like, come on, you guys, get it. But he would not let them play it until they could all sing it just right. And I learned that that was really important because the second they put their horns to their lips, it was magic. Having them sing the jazz phrase the exact way that it should be sung, it made it translate to their horns. And as soon as they all played like that, da ba doo doo da doo doo ba ba, it was just like, all right, now we're a band. And they nailed it. So that's super important. Now, it doesn't mean that there's only one way to sing a jazz phrase. Everybody's got their own style. But I think there are some things we can all agree on. Now, for me, I don't like to sing with a ton of syllables. It's just not my style. Some people do it, and it's fine. But it's not what I do. So I'm not gonna teach you squee baba doodly la boo doo ga ba or something like that. I'm not gonna do it. I like to stick to very simple syllables. Nothing against people who don't. But I think it's easier to teach. I think it's nicer to the ear. So I like to stick to a lot of das, a lot of do's, some d's, and sometimes the exact same vowel sounds but with B. Those are pretty much what I stick to. La, a lot of times I'll do la. So today, I have asked my friends for their input, actually probably a lot of you, and they have told me what they think the most iconic jazz phrases are. And since I'm in a Holiday Inn, let me show you what I've done. I've just taken the little Holiday Inn Post-it notes and I've written out your licks. So, when I'm all done today, I'm going to take all of these, I'm going to make PDFs out of them, and if you're interested in getting these licks written out with, not only with the notes, but underneath them, the syllables, then email me and I'm going to send them to you, okay? My email, aimee@yahoo.com, and if you have trouble remembering that, just go to aimee.com and it's my contact info right there. All right, let's get started with these jazz licks. All right, our first lick is the lick. Now, if you don't know what the lick is, look it up. Stop my video right now, go to the search bar in YouTube and type in the lick and you'll quickly learn what it is. Nobody was really aware of it, to my knowledge, but we all play it. Everybody plays it, and it just goes like this. Da 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 da. All right. Da 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 da. Now, I wrote it out. It's right here. You can play it on a 2-5-1. You can play it on a minor chord. Not really my purpose today to talk about where to play these licks, but it is my purpose to talk about how to phrase these licks. So we've got 4 eighth notes, a quarter note, and 2 eighth notes. Da 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 da, like that. So this is how I want you to phrase it, and it's what I've written. Da, n, do, di, dot, do, da. Now sometimes I write da, and that's a D-A-H, and sometimes I write dot, which is a D-O-T. Now there's a difference. And sometimes I'll write a D-A-H-T, which is a dot. And sometimes I'll just write a D-O-T, which is a dot. Tiny little difference. Here we go. We've got dot and doody dot doo da. Okay. Dot and doody dot doo da. 2, 3. Dot and doody dot doo da. 2, 3. Dot and doody dot doo da. 2, 3. Dot and doody dot doo da. 3, 4. Dot and doody dot doo da. I've dropped my pitch. I started on a D, but it's okay. It doesn't matter. It's comfortable for me. And anybody who doesn't want to sing the pitches, if you're an instrumentalist, just da doo dee da doo da. Just say them. Just say them. It's fine. Okay. Now, if you want to get a little bit more articulate with it, you can add some bas. So I actually, this is one I've got 2 for. Okay. So the second one goes bot and doobie dot doo da. Okay. So we got bot doobie da doo da. Bot doobie da doo da. Got it? Now I'm gonna do it and you're gonna copy it. Ready? Here we go. Bot doobie da doo da. Let's move on to our next one. All right, this is ridiculous and I can't believe I'm about to say it, but I asked people to come up with, the most iconic jazz phrases. And somebody wrote this classic bebop line that goes da 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 do da da. And I was like, oh yeah, that's really classic. And then somebody wrote right below it, please give up the booty. All right, I don't condone this kind of speaking ever, but it cracked me up. So please give up the booty. Oh my gosh. Apparently people call it that. Or at least this one dude I know calls it that, but it cracked me up, so that's what we're going to call it. We're not going to sing it like that. We're not going to sing it like that. No, we're not. But we're going to sing it like this. Da, da, do, da, da. All right? Da, da, do, da, da. Da, da, do, da, da. You. Da, da, do, da, da. 1, 2, 3. Da, da, do, da, da. Kind of legato. Da da do da da. Da da do da da. Very good. Please give up the booty. Okay. The next one I thought was a great idea. My friend Joel had this idea, I think, and it's the Night in Tunisia break. You guys know Night in Tunisia? Night In the middle, there's a break, and the break is iconic, totally iconic. It goes like this. Da do ba do da da da. I think that's a great phrase. I think it's a phrase that does get quoted a lot, and we all need to know it. So this is how we're gonna say it, all right? It's gonna go da do da do da do da, da do da do da do da, da do da do da do da. We've got 3 ends. I think those are key to swinging this phrase. Okay, da do n. There's the first one. Da do n, da do da, da do da do da do da. And you just barely say the ends. All right, you just barely say them. Look at it again. Da do da do da do da. Got it? 2, 3, 4. Da do da do da do da. Da do da do da do da. Your turn. We go. Da do da do da do da. Da do da do da do da. It's hard to swing. It's hard to swing it that hard, and the best thing for you to do is to back up these little phrases where I'm singing them over and over again, and listen to them a bunch of times, because I know that you're gonna sing them and you're gonna be like da do da do da do da, and you're gonna think that you're saying it just the way that I am, but it's not quite just the way that I'm doing it. So you gotta watch it a bunch of times, and trust me on that. Da do da do da do da. Do you see my do's? How they're so pointed? Da do da do da do da do. That's important. Just those first 2 notes. Da do, and then we add the n. Da do da do da do. You see how wide my mouth is when I say da? That's the D-A-H. Da do da do da da do da da do da do da do da. Next one. All right, you guys all know So What, right? Miles Davis, So What. The first little bit of his solo is iconic. Everybody should know that Miles Davis solo. At least like the first 8 bars of it for sure. So Miles Davis goes da do ah do di do di da da. Got that? I got all the words written out right here. Da do ah do di da da. It's kind of like if you're just walking down the street, just going do-dee, 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 do. That's what we do on this one. Did we say duty? We did. Do-dee, do-dee, da-da. Da-do-ah. Do-dee, do-dee, da-da. Do-dee, do-dee, da-da. Do-dee, do-dee, da-da. Da-da. This is what I talk about also. Miles hits the first one, he waits really long for the second one, and that's how he makes it swing really hard. Da 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 do ah do di do di da da. Good, you try it. Just the second part. Do di do di da da. Do di do di da da. Nice. The last lick we're going to talk about today comes from Dizzy Gillespie's Groovin' High. It's really cool tune. You should know it because the whole thing's iconic. But it's the song that goes da 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 da. It's a great song. I'm just going to take one of those little licks. That one. All right? I'm going to call it the Groovin' High lick. And the syllables we're going to say for it are ba-da-ba, do-do-do-n, ba-da-ba-do-do-do-n, ba-da-ba-do-do-do-n, da-n-do-da, da-n-do-da. We use that a lot in jazz. Ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba. Got it? Ba-da-ba-do-do-do-n, ba-da-ba-do-do-do-n, do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Sometimes you just gotta get your tongue going like that. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do, ba-da-ba-do-do-do-n, 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 da-n-do-da, ba-da-ba-do-do-do-n, da-n-do-da, ba-da-ba-do-do-do-n, da-n-do-da, ba-da-ba-do-do-do-n, da-n-do-da. Okay, let's try it with pitches. It's hard with pitches. Ba-da-ba, ba-da, ba-da-ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba-do-do-do-n, da-n-do-da, ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba-do-do-do-n, da-n-do-da, ba-da-ba-do-do-do-n, da-n-do-da, ba-da-ba-do-do-do-n, da-n-do-da. Now, if you're a singer and you want to try to get these pitches, it's really fun. Ba-da-ba-do-do-do. I would do that much. Ooh, is that from the Fiddler on the Roof? It totally is. Okay, out of that, because that's not going to help us swing. That might help you get the pitches, though. Ba-da-ba-do-do-do, ba-da-ba-do-do-do, da-do-da, ba-da-ba-do-do-do, ba-da-ba-do-do-do. I'll just do it a bunch of times until I get it right. Ba-da-ba-do-do-do, ba-da-ba-do-do-do. First, you want to do them straight and so that you got the pitches. Ba-da-ba-do-do-do, ba-da, ba-da-ba-do-do-do, ba-da-ba-do-do-do. And then you want to swing. And then you want to add the last part too. Da-do-da. Ba-da, ba-da-ba-do-do-do, da-do-da. Remember, we've got those n's in there that we're just barely going to say. That's going to really make us swing. Ba-da-ba-do-do-do, da-do-da. I love that one. And, of course, if you can't sing the pitches, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Ba-da-ba-do-do-do-do-do-da. It's okay. You can just do like that. Ah, you sound like Louis Armstrong, whatever you want. Ba-da-ba-do-do-do-do-do-da. It's fine. You sound like all those trombone players, and they're killing once they put their instruments in their mouth. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me in my hotel room, and I will keep seeing you from strange locations this week, but it's going to be fun. Get out there and practice some jazz. I'll see you next time on Aimee Nolte Music.